It Clean. What's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Team Keep It Clean podcast. Thank you for supporting. We got a lot to talk about in today's episode because today is about nostalgia almost. Because you know how on like Facebook and Instagram, like if you post something on a certain day, like today's April 14th. If you post something on April 14th, from years ago, it was from last year, from a couple years ago. If you have a post that's on the date that it is today, then sometimes social media, whether Instagram or Facebook or whatever, they'll remind you of it. And that's what happened to me today. But before we get into that, appreciate you. Shout out to Manscaped, the sponsor for today's episode of the podcast. Manscaped, you already know what time it is with Manscaped, man. You want to keep it, we already keep it clean, but you want to keep it extra clean. You go to manscaped.com and you use code KeepItClean. Simple as that. You use code KeepItClean. And what an easy code to remember. Keep it clean, because that's what you're doing with Manscaped. But you not only get the 20% off of your order, of any order, when you use code KeepItClean, but you get the free shipping too. So you get a bonus on top of a bonus. So with stuff like that, it's easy. It's so easy. It's so easy. And it's like, who doesn't like discounts? Like, I don't know anybody who doesn't like discounts. Like me, especially for us, those of us that ain't got no money, we love discounts. That's me all day. Love discounts. But then you think about people that have money too. They like discounts too. That's how they got all that money in the first place, because they use a bunch of discounts. But anyway, use code KeepItClean at manscaped.com. And they'll hook you up. So shout out to Manscaped. Anyway, I did talk about how this episode it's about nostalgia, man. It's about, and nostalgia is sort of that feeling, that throwback, where you get that feeling of something that happened in the past, something that happened before, and you're like, oh, wow. You know what? Let's look up the definition of nostalgia. It is a sentimental longing or wistful affection for the past, typically for a period or place with happy personal associations. So, a nostalgia, something that's nostalgic, would take you back to a happy place. Like I said, a place with happy personal associations. So, something that it just brings back happy memories. And that happened to me today. I was on Facebook, and it gave me a reminder. And I'm recording this on April 14th, 2021. It gave me a reminder from 3 years ago from yesterday, I believe. 3 years ago from yesterday, it was a post that I put up on April 13th, 2018. And it was about getting a promotion at my job. I had been at my job for 3 years. So I had been at my job since February of 2015. I started in February 2015, and I got my first promotion in April of 2018. So it took 3 years, and trust me, it was a lot of trying in between that. It was a lot of trying. And I learned a lot about the process of trying. Went through a lot, got to grow a lot, not even as an employee, but just as a person. Just getting knowledge on what employers look at, what HR looks at. Because me, the way that I used to do it when I was at that previous job, because the department that I was in, it was rough. It had a lot of ups, it had a lot of downs, and I was ready to get out. But with the job, what I would do, I would have my resume and I would just send it. If I would see a job, I would send it. If I see another job opening, I would send in the company. I would send it to so many different departments. And when you talk, like where I worked at, if you would apply somewhere, and they wanted to speak with you, a recruiter would call you. The recruiter will call you like, hey, is this such and such? And you're like, oh yeah, oh I see you applied to this department and you're currently working in this department. What made you want to apply? Da, da, da. They take you through the whole nine. But it wasn't until I had this one special recruiter. I think she was in either DC or Atlanta. I forgot where she was at, but this one special recruiter in the company, to when she saw how much I would apply to different departments, and she was like, oh, that doesn't look good. We can see all of that. And when you just apply to so many different departments like that, it's not a good look, because it makes it look like you're just trying to get out and you're looking just for whatever just to get out. Not that it doesn't make it look like you're looking for a specific position. And we talked a lot. We talked extensively. And she just gave me a lot of pointers that really, really, really helped a lot when it came to me trying to move up in the company. So I forgot her name, but she made a big impact on my professional life. And I was just like, oh, wow, this okay. She put me on game, man. She really did. And it helped so much. But anyway, fast forward, I went to plenty of interviews, and I just I didn't get anything. I did not get anything. Well, I did actually get one, but I ended up turning it down because I heard bad stuff about it. And it's funny because when I finally did get the promotion after 3 years of working there, and I finally moved on to another department, it ended up being the same department that I had heard bad stuff about that I had turned down like a couple years prior. Same department. So I was like, oh, well, I just came full circle. But anyway, when I got the promotion, and a lot of y'all heard this already, I loved the job. I loved the job. And it wasn't even that I loved the job, I just loved the people, because it showed me like, whoa, this is what the difference that a good manager makes. And I was like, wow. And a lot of times y'all will hear me relate a good manager versus a bad manager. Yeah, I'll use that. excuse me. I'll use that when it comes to football. When we talk about football, as far as a good coach, coach that a lot of players want to play for, versus a bad coach who a lot of players just don't want to play for. They lose the locker room, because it makes such a big difference, man. It makes a huge difference. But anyway, with the post, back to the post again, it was very nostalgic, because the post was from 3 years ago from yesterday, so April 13th of 2018, and it was my last day in my old department, because I had just, like I said, I just got promoted to the new position, and I was getting ready to start like the following week. So it was my last day. And then 4 months later, that's when we all got laid off. That whole department that I got promoted to, we all got laid off. So the reason it was so nostalgic is because I felt like I was coming up at that point in time, which we kind of were. But then all for it to be shut down 4 months later. But in the long run, it ended up working out for the better. And I am extremely grateful how everything happened. Extremely. Because had it not worked out like that, had I never been laid off, I probably would have still been there. I still would have been doing the YouTube on the side and stuff, but it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the same. But I'm glad how everything turned out, man. So glad how everything turned out. It's crazy. And like I said, it's nostalgic. It's nostalgic because it's like, man, that was a turning point. And then I think about it too, like, had I never gotten that promotion, had I never accepted that job, then I could have still been there. And a lot of stuff like that happens now, it wouldn't be going down. Like even this podcast. Man, you think I'll be doing a podcast? Wouldn't be able to. It wouldn't be enough time. And I mean, a lot of the videos, just the just the price. It would not, we would not be able to do half the stuff that we're able to do now, had we still been there. So, and it was like, and we were almost forced into this. Well, not necessarily, but I'm just super grateful, man. That's it. Bottom line, I'm just super grateful because I just really appreciate what's come of everything. I really do. And I'm super excited to see where it goes. Super excited to see what's next. Super excited, man. Super excited and appreciative of the people, because I have people, very strong people in my corner, man, supporting. And that's what you need, man. That's what you need. You need people that are really going to support you, and that'll honestly support you, because it's different, man. I tell you all the time, with my wife, with my mom, they honestly support me. Honestly, they're not just like, oh, hey, oh, this is good, oh, that's great, that's great. They'll say that for stuff, but if something's not great, if something's not good, they will gladly let me know. And I appreciate that. I appreciate it. So, shout out to him. Shout out to my family. Shout out to friends. Oh, man. My friends and family, they are very, very supportive. I think my biggest supporting family members, besides obviously my mom and my wife, my uncle and aunt, they helped a lot. My cousin, their son, they helped a lot. They're super supportive, man. I mean, they rock with it, man. And then my friends, oh man, all my friends, they super supportive. Man, one of my friends, I'm so happy for them. See, it's nice when you see people that you know, when you see them doing well, and you can genuinely be happy for them. One of my friends I'm not sure if he quit his job or not. I gotta ask him next time I see him. But him and his girl and her daughter, they opened up their restaurant. But before they were just they had like not a food truck, but they were cooking food at a gas station. And then first they were cooking. They had like a tent outside of a gas station. They were making food out there. They were doing barbecue. Then because of the regulations on where they live, they couldn't do it outside in the tent anymore. So they moved inside the gas station. But there were a lot of people that were like, oh man, I don't want to go inside the gas station for food. So they lost a lot of business. But now it worked out for them where there was a business where it was a restaurant business, a food business, where they had a restaurant, but they needed to upsize. So they moved out, and my boy and his girl, they weren't even looking for a place, but it just worked out to where they end up getting to get that spot. The timing worked out. We always say timing is everything. The timing worked out, and they got to move into that spot, and now they have their own restaurant. It's not in a gas station or anything like that. It's their own spot, their own restaurant. And I'm super happy for them. Like, really, really happy, man. And man, I was watching a video they did on like Facebook Live the other day. I almost started crying, cause I was just super happy for them. I'm like, man, like they did it. They went through a lot, like a whole lot. They put in a lot of work. They put in a lot of time, but it paid off in the long run, man. And that's how it is sometimes. Sometimes we and this can be with just a lot of things. It's not just with business. It can just be with life in general. You can be putting in so much work, put so much work into something, and just really be trying, like really trying. And you like almost struggling to see results from it. You're struggling to see results from it. And it's like things may be, they may be moving at like a super slow pace, or even maybe no pace, but you still just keep on working, and then you gradually see stuff getting better, and gradually start seeing stuff improving, and gradually start seeing stuff just just start moving, man. And it's all about patience. It's about patience, man. Patience. Because a lot of people, and I was just talking to my wife about this yesterday, because we went on a walk yesterday. And she was telling me about somebody who she knows who they just really wanted to. They've been doing they've been doing sales, like selling like hair products via Instagram, and they've been really trying and pushing, and they like feel almost like burnt out because they've been trying so much and it hasn't been jumping. And then they know of other people, and like she's a genuinely nice person. The person who my wife was talking about, she's a genuinely nice person, but she's like, man, why do these people who a lot of the people on social media, even some that she knows who are successful, it's like they're successful via social media, but they have some of the worst personalities. So that kind of like messed up her vibe with the whole thing, and it was just like, man, like it sucks. It sucks that stuff is like that, but that's how it is for some people. But I gotta tell her, like I told my wife to tell her, like, you gotta just keep going. You gotta keep going. And one of the things that a lot of people get caught up in, which is social media can be a gift and a curse all at the same time for so many different reasons. But one of the curses that it is when people compare. Don't do that, man. Don't do that, because that's one of the worst things that you can do. And I know for a lot of people it can be hard not to, because social media, people will see other people on social media on a boat or at a nice restaurant or doing this and doing that, blah, 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 blah. And they'll be like, but what am I doing? What's going on with me? Well, I want to do that too. But I can't. I want to have that too. But I can't. And it's like you'll be comparing yourself with somebody, and it's like, you set yourself up to be depressed like that, man. And that's really in anything. That's in social media, like Instagram or whatever. It could be YouTube. If you do YouTube or whatever, and you compare yourself to someone, you can't do that, man. And there's nothing wrong with setting goals and whatnot, and wanting to accomplish whatever it may be by this time or whatnot, but you got to be patient and don't compare yourself. But anyway, back to the girl who my wife, she was telling me about yesterday. I was just telling her, like, hey, it's not gonna come overnight, because she's only been doing it since like the pandemic started, since around the beginning of then. So that's only been a year and change. And I mean, some people started some stuff during the pandemic, and their stuff like took off. Their stuff took off like crazy. But it's not always gonna work out like that for everybody. It ain't gonna be like that for everybody. So you guys to be patient. You got to be really patient, man. And just keep on grinding, keep on trying to work on yourself. Like we said a couple episodes ago, always look for ways to get better. Do not think like, I'm straight, I'm set, I got it. No, because you don't, we don't, none of us do. I sure know that I don't. I definitely ain't got it all together. Even just with this, with like the YouTube and with the podcast and stuff, like there's a lot of stuff that I want to do. Even something simple on it. Well, I can't say it's simple because I don't know how to do it yet. But even this, like the people that listen to the podcast on YouTube, I would love to make it an easier listen for those of y'all that listen to it via YouTube. Because, well, not an easier listen, maybe an easier, more, not appeasing to the eye, appealing to the eye. What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, I mean, just a little bit. Because I did change the picture. Because I was looking at the picture the other day, and I was like, hold up, man. Like, no, this picture is blurry looking. It's looking all nasty. I said, let me change this, man. Let me change this. So this picture that I have now is not the final product, but I said, let me change this up, man. because the picture that I had, it's like, no, does that, it does show that it's a podcast, but we can do better than this. And there's still improvements that we want to make, even with the picture itself. So we'll work on that. But it's a start. It's a start. And that's what you got to do. You got to start somewhere. Like y'all have been seeing on the regular YouTube channel with the thumbnails. Again, it's a start. And every time I do it, I get more and more comfortable with it. Because since we put out videos every day, it forces me to work on them thumbnails like every day. So yeah, it is something. But it's like I said, it's fun though. It's a fun challenge. It's fun trying to learn something new. And it's fun trying to find ways to improve. It's fun. I love it. It's super fun. It's challenging, but it's fun. I know with Carter, man, when Carter, if he's in school, he is bored. He will be bored. He'll just be sitting there. And again, it's a lack of connection because it's just strictly online. But he can be bored sometimes. He'll just be sitting there. But if I'm working with him on that schoolwork, and especially if it's challenging to him, if it's easy, he'll have fun with it. He'll be like, oh yeah, I got this, I got that. But if it's challenging, he ain't bored no more. he don't get bored no more. He'll be frustrated a little bit. He'll get a little upset. But he won't be bored no more because it gets challenging to him. And that challenge can create interest. And then it's like when you challenge yourself, and then once you get it, it's like, oh yeah, come on. Let's get it, baby. So it's just, y'all keep going, man. Keep going. Whatever you're doing, keep pushing. Shout out to one of my guys. He knows who he is, man. He was telling me that, because he does YouTube as well. He was telling me that his wife is like, she's like his PR person. Because he said somebody in the comment section told him, oh, you should do this, you should do that, da-da-da-da-da-da. And again, people don't always express stuff the best way. But when that's what our wives are there for. They can put a brighter spin on things and whatnot, and they can calm us down a little bit and be like, hey, well, maybe they meant it like, and it's like, oh, okay, I got you. Thank you. Yeah, man. I had hit up one of my boys. I hit up one of my boys on March, I think it was March 1st. Maybe March 1st and March 2nd. Hit up one of my boys. I said, hey, we doing low carb this month. I'm about to lose some weight. We doing low carb this month. He's like, okay. He was with it. He's very supportive. He always ready. He's already skinny. So half the battle for him is, really the whole battle for him is done. But anyway, and I'm like, for him, what do he need to do low carb for? But anyway, he was supportive. He's like, all right, I'm with you. Check in. He told me to check in every day. I told him I was going to be checking in every day. So first week, did good. Lost 8 pounds. Wasn't even exercising, nothing. Lost 8 pounds. It's like, okay. So then, what happened the second week? I forgot what happened. But second week, didn't lose anything. Because that's when the second week was tough. Man, because I was like, man, low carb, like no. Oh, and he wanted to do no sugar too. Oh, man, that is tough. I think no sugar might actually be tougher than low carb. They sometimes go hand in hand, but so then the second week, I didn't lose any weight, but I still had those 8 pounds that were gone. But second week, I didn't lose any weight. Anyway, third week, nothing, same thing, because I would just be like, I said, man, I need some juice, man. I need some juice. I need some sugar, because sugar is it's in so much stuff, but it's so good. It's so good, and it is in everything. And it just take like having a Gatorade, a regular Gatorade. Oh man, when it's almost freezing cold, when it's like at that point, like not when it's even when it's slushy, but a little bit, tiny bit before it's slushy. But before it's slushy, but when it's really really cold, oh man, that's so good. But then having a no sugar Gatorade, it's good, but that y'all know how that stuff with no sugar has that nasty no sugar aftertaste. Ugh, it's nasty, man, nasty. But I tried it and I was like, I don't know about this one. So then, so first week, told you first week good, second week nothing, third week nothing, fourth week again nothing, and it just didn't gain but didn't lose. Stayed at the same 8 pounds down. So then this past week, oh boy. This past week, my wife's dad, he came into town from Chicago, and he used to work at a restaurant. So this dude, like, I love how they explained it on I Am Athlete. Love listening to that podcast. But I love how they explained it on there with Chef Nancy. I think it was a guy that put her on. He was like, the difference between a cook and a chef. A cook, they are good at making one thing. They specialize in one thing. Whatever that they got that signature dish, and it's like, okay, that's fire. That is a great dish. Love it. Oh, that's their thing. But a chef can make anything. A chef, they have many specialties. They can do it all. So I always tell my wife, I say, you a chef. Because she will just throw some different stuff together, like, and she be like proving herself wrong all the time, cause she'll be like, oh man, it ain't nothing in this house, there ain't no food left here, we gotta go grocery shopping. And I say, hey, well, I don't really like grocery shopping, but I say, we got something, we always got something here, and we always got something here. And then she'll go in the freezer or something, she'll go look around, and she will put some stuff together, and it will be so good. I'm like, man, I love it. And there been some times where she put some stuff together, and then I tried it a couple days later. It ain't work out. It ain't work out. And I'm thinking like, hold up, ain't this what she did? But maybe I just need to watch her more. But she will like put this random stuff together, and she'll just grab it out the freezer and grab this, grab the oil, grab this, season it up, and boom. She come up with a masterpiece or something, and it'll be so great. But anyway, her dad is down, and he is also a chef. He's a chef, like that dude in the kitchen. He don't mess around. And this dude, very versatile, and I see where my wife got it from. But he's very versatile because he'll do it on the stove, he'll do it in the oven, he'll go out to the grill, whatever. He can do whatever. So, those 8 pounds that we lost, those 8 pounds that disappeared about a month ago, all back. All back. Well, actually, 7 of them are. So, 7 of them all back. But I ain't mad, because, man, if y'all know me, man, I love food. Love food. Love to eat. Food is great. It's amazing. It just makes you happy. Food is just really good. So, when he leaves, I gotta try to get more serious, cause I do want to slim down some. But food is just so good. Cause he made these ribs the other day, and they were so good. And he's just a very, very great chef. Like I said, I'm glad my wife she took that from him and and incorporated that, and she does her thing, man. So I'm very, very grateful. So, but yeah, man, that's where things are right now. It is 11:02 a.m. Wednesday, April 14th. So y'all should see this in about an hour. I think it should be able to be uploaded and finished in about an hour. That should be straight. If not, then you'll still see it today. But I just I do seriously appreciate you all always listening. I know we be talking about random stuff on here, but hey, that's what it's for. That's what it's for. I do plan on having some more guests on. very soon, just to get some different point of views on some stuff and just talk to some different people. And like I said, not just talk to them about football. I mean, on the regular channel too, we're gonna have some more guests on there. Actually, very, very, very soon, we're gonna have some more guests on there. Just to talk football, talk Ravens and stuff, talk draft, talk all that good stuff, blah blah blah. But on here, I do want to talk to some people just about life. It's about life. Get away from all the football stuff, and I don't want to hear about none of that stuff sometimes. Like sometimes you just need a break. Just need a break. Talk about it all the time, but sometimes you just like, I'm done. So that's what the podcast is for. Anyway, love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next episode. We out.